Hey guys, this is Matt Invictus. I saw the Disaster Artist in theaters last Saturday. I was going to do a vlog about it yesterday, but I came down with a headache, so I postponed it. But I'm doing it now. As a lot of you know, my last trip to the movies was not that pleasant. I saw Justice League, a movie that I wanted to be good, but I ended up walking away from the theater feeling empty and depressed. So I did not want to see two disappointing movies in a row. And fortunately, that was not the case, because watching Disaster Artist right after Justice League was therapeutic. The experiences were kind of like polar opposites, because these were both films that I've imagined for a while, like for years. I wanted these movies to be made. One of them turned out to be a massive disappointment, and the other one, this one, is pretty much exactly what I want it to be, what I wanted it to be. I had a really good time watching the Disaster Artist. If you don't know, it's basically a biopic about the making of one of the worst films ever made. It's called The Room. It first came to my attention when I was 14 or 15, pretty young. I've seen the film multiple times with and without riff tracks. I even read the book about the making of the film that Disaster Artist was based off of. So as you can see, I'm a pretty hardcore fan of this movie, and it's basically just a biopic about this guy named Tommy Wiseau, who is possibly human. He basically is the guy who made the movie. He's just bizarre person. So it's basically about him meeting up with this guy, and that they end up deciding to make this movie. It turns out to be one of those spectacularly awful films ever made. It just became this huge cultural phenomenon. So basically, this whole story from the start, it always lended itself to a film like this. It was just like the kind of story that needed to be told. And there, honestly, I think this film did everything it should have. It like does a great job showing. Excuse me, I need to let my cat out. Okay, I got my cat. So yeah, basically it shows these guys meeting up. It basically explores Tommy Wiseau, this bizarre human being. It shows like him, just like his thought process, like going from like wanting to be a Hollywood star, but he can't because he's just like this bizarre, talentless weirdo. He ends up deciding to make his own film. Then it's just like them actually making The Room, and I think that's by far the most entertaining part of the movie. And then it goes kind of into like the impact of the film and how everyone just kind of deals with how awful it is and how hilariously bad the world thinks it is. So I think the Disaster Artist is very complete. It really like nailed every part of this story, because something that surprised me, it did a pretty good job making Tommy Wiseau sympathetic. It showed him as like they could have easily just made him kind of this like cartoony trope, just this like strange looking dude with a funny accent who can't make a movie. But they actually did a good job fleshing him out, like like showing that yeah, he is out of his mind. He can be a massive asshole. He can be horrible to work with, but at the same time they kind of like did a good job showing you where it was coming from and what motivates him. So he is a three-dimensional person and not just some cartoon character to be laughed at. And then Dave Franco, who plays his friend in the movie, does a great job. If there's one issue I had with the film, it's that James Franco, who plays Tommy Wiseau, he just looks too normal to be playing this dude, because the real Tommy in real life, he looks like an action figure that was put in the microwave for a few seconds, so his skin looks like it's kind of melting off of him. He does not look human. But James Franco, you see his face close up and he looks like a normal middle-aged dude in a black wig, and his performance is fine. He does a good acting job. He does a good job with the voice and the inflections. So there's nothing wrong with his performance. He was just maybe a bit too young and handsome to be playing this part. So that's a bit of an issue, but everything else was fine. I didn't have any other really major problems with it. And the thing is, I don't even like comedies that much. I like some of the older comedy films, like the Mel Brooks and the John Hughes movies, but the newer stuff doesn't do it for me. But I definitely make an exception of this one. This is a comedy that I thoroughly enjoyed. Would thoroughly recommend. Much more than Justice League. I hope this one does well financially. I hope it wins some awards, even though like no one cares about awards anymore. But it would still be nice for this to get some recognition. Again, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and that brings us into the channel updates. I am planning on doing a top 10 movies of 2017. Hopefully that will be up in maybe less than a week. I won't. I don't think I'll even need to script it. I'll just like do the whole thing extemporaneously. So yeah, top 10 movies of 2017. I'd like to do a top 10 comics of 2017, but I haven't really liked comics this year, so I don't know if that's possible. But I will do some kind of, if I can't do a top 10, I'll do like a retrospective of like 2017 in comics. I will do some kind of video about this year in comics. I just don't really know what it's going to be yet. So you can look forward to both those this month. I've had a video about Wally West, DC's redheaded stepchild, in the works for a while. I was going to wait a little while longer to put it out, but I think I'm just going to get the video done as soon as possible, because it's not like things are going to change for this character anytime soon. So I might as well just put out the damn video. Hopefully, by the end of this month, I'll have it up. If not, sometime in January. Then I'm also planning a video on Poison Ivy. That'll take a lot of background research, so that one won't be up for a while. Just a video about like kind of the hysteria surrounding this character. So a Poison Ivy vid. Idea I got recently. A video about the Young Avengers. They're a Marvel team that I feel has a lot of untapped potential. So I'll do like a little history video about them. I don't think that'll take too long. So maybe next February will be my commitment. I'm doing a video about Duke Thomas. He's a Batman character that I have very strong opinions about, strongly negative opinions. This character has a mini series coming out next year. I wanna read the whole mini series before making the video, so that one won't be done for a while. And then of course, between all these, I'll try and get live streams up. They're a bit hard to do because I've got a schedule. Everyone I know has a schedule, so it's kind of hard to put them together. But they get good views, so I'm more than happy to do them. So yeah, I got a lot of projects in planned, and hopefully I'll be able to keep to a schedule, get at least one good scripted video out every month, maybe even two, and a couple live streams. So I'm hoping I'll have a less stressful job, a less time consuming job next year, so I'll have more time for videos. I guess that's it. I guess that's all I have to say. So thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe. Good night, everybody.